Welcome to training on Microsoft Excel. This presentation is Microsoft for Beginners Part 1 and is presented by Eddie Lowe from Eddie Lowe LLC. Visit us at www.eddie-lowe.com. In today's presentation, we will be presenting how to open Excel to include templates, the tabs and ribbons, the workbook versus worksheet, spreadsheet layout, moving within the spreadsheet, formatting cells, and saving your workbook. Alright, we'll begin by opening up Microsoft Excel. I have a shortcut on my desktop, but you can also go to the Windows search screen, the magnifying glass in the lower left hand corner of your screen, if that's the way your taskbar is set up, and search for Excel. This is all assuming that you have Excel loaded on your computer or that you have an Office 365 account. So once I open up the shortcut, you can see we come to this screen right here that has where you can open up a new blank workbook, templates, etc. You can also see that down here is a list of the previously saved files that you have been used, or you can have pinned files, or if a document has been shared with you. So one of the interesting things about Microsoft Office is that you can come in and you can open up a blank workbook, or you can come in and click your new screen and you can see that they already have a lot of preloaded templates for you to use. And some of the ones that you may find extremely helpful are the personal monthly budget, a seasonal calendar, as well as a schedule for students, especially if you're in the teaching profession. And there's all kinds of other templates, as well as if there are some type of template that you're specifically looking for, you can search in this box and it'll go through and find templates that have been based on what you want. Also, some interesting items that Excel comes with now is giving you several different types of tutorials. So feel free to explore those as you go along to help you with your journey of learning Excel. So in my instance right now, we're just going to go ahead and start with a blank workbook. Since I've already got one open, I'll go ahead and keep this open right now. So across the top of the screen, what you'll have is, if you're using an Office 365 based version, then you can also have an autosave feature and have it turned on. If you don't have the habit of saving your work as you go along, this will go ahead and do it for you. I just caution you that if you have the autosave turned on and you make a serious mistake that you can't go back and correct and you want to go to a previous version, you'll have to go in and search for some of the versioning that is in Microsoft Excel. You have a shortcut here to save. Looks like the old 3.5 floppy disk. You have a undo button and a redo button, as well as this pull down that'll allow you to have several different quick icons or tools to help you in your work. This is the title of your workbook that you're working in, and you can search within the workbook. And then if you have a 365 account, that account will be listed up here at the top, as well as an information button. As with other Windows Microsoft products, this will minimize, this will maximize, and this will cancel out of your system. You have several different tabs up here at the bottom from your file, which if you go to the file, this goes back to that screen that we were talking about earlier. If we hit our back arrow, we can come back. We also have our home, which is where you'll do quite a bit of your work. But when you do go into these different tabs, you'll see this is a ribbon bar, and it'll give you a lot of quick commands that you can click on to be able to do different functions within Microsoft Excel. In addition to some of the items that are here on your ribbon bar, you'll see down on some of these, they have this little arrow right here, which will open up another menu and allow you to have more features available to you. And these will be discussed later on. So on the home, you have your basic functions from your copy and paste, some basic cell formatting, inserting and deleting. In the insert button, you also have several different items you can search for, such as pivot tables, inserting icons, some Visio data, and whatnot, and these will be discussed in more detail in later videos. Laying out your page to be able to get it in a format that is easy to read whenever it is printed out. The formulas, again, we will go into these in a lot more detail in further videos. Your data, this can become a tab that you will use a lot. The review tab, the view tab, which again gives you more formatting in terms of presentation. The help menus where you can ask for help and support. And if you happen to have Microsoft Acrobat loaded like I do, then also it'll give you in a different function. And there's additional ribbon bars or that can be inserted, and those again will be discussed in a later video. We just want to keep this as basic as we can. So down here we have this tabular area, and this is the spreadsheet portion of the Microsoft Excel. So what you have is you have columns which go across the top, and once you get over to Z, you'll see that you can go to A, B, A, C, and this keeps repeating. These are rows, numbered rows 1 through, I believe, with this version, it goes up to several 100,000 as you go through it. And as you can see, I've gotten down to around 187. I can use this bar right here to pull up to the top of the screen. But each one of these intersections of a column and a row is referred to as a cell. And cells are referred to by the intersection numbers. So here highlighted, you can see that we have B for the column and 2 for the row, so this would be known as B2. As you can see right here in this name box, this is column B2, which is the cell name. So you can also come in here and label this as a specific cell, such as if you wanted to call it frog, you can come in and call it frog, and you can see we have C2. We come back and it's frog, and that can be referenced in formulas and whatnot. If you can't, if you want this as a quick way of learning where your cell is. Up here at the top, you have your formula bar, and here's where you can type in formulas. And we'll go into formulas in a lot more detail as we go through our projects. But for now, just entering a quick formula. Formulas always start with an equal sign. So you'll have an equal sign, you will have you can add just 2 numbers if you need to, or you can come into the system and be able to add that cell reference. So if we had a number up here, such as 25 in a cell, and we needed to add that, we could add this cell. We can do it by either typing in the address or by clicking on it. So see 25, or excuse me, C2, which is a value of 25, plus, let's say we wanted to add in B2, which if you remember, we named as frog, which it remembers, and now you get a 29. So that's the formula cells that are inside uh, of the spreadsheet itself. This entire workbook is a workbook. So you can have, just like you can have a notebook that has multiple sections in it, multiple pages, so can an Excel workbook. So for instance, down here, this tab is a sheet. So this one sheet is a worksheet located within the workbook. And if we click this tab down here, we can add another sheet into our workbook. Also within Excel here on this intro, you can see down here we have the slider bar to go left and right, and again we have the slider for up and down. We can also zoom into an area by using this bar right here, which allows us to zoom into an area. So if a screen is too small, or you need to see a lot more data, maybe you're showing this to someone and you have data all the way across, then you can do that. So let's zoom back into our area. Again, you've seen that we can do our front, or not our front, but we can add our formulas in here. We can also come in and we can say, let's say this needs to be a dollar value. Then we have these formatting tools up here to where we can create it as a format. We can make it as a percentage, an accounting, which doesn't put the dollar sign in front of it or the currency symbol. And these buttons allow you to adjust the number of decimals if you are in accounting, or if you're into the another system that automatically puts a decimal point. And one of the good things about formatting that is, let's say you have this number right here. If you don't want to sit there and start counting zeros and you want to be able to easily figure it out, come in, you hit the comma, and now we can easily see that that's 1 million versus having to go back in and find, well, how many did I do? Also within these cells, you can change the format, such as the text. Calibri is the automatic default, but if you want to use a different style of text to highlight, then you can come in and change the cell. You can also, from the font, you can change the font size, so we can make that larger. Also, we can bold the font, we can italicize the font, and we can also underline. So let's uncheck these. Now, an interesting thing is, you saw right here, as I have this, I don't have enough space in my column to be able to see the value, so I can easily come up here and format that cell. And we'll go into the different ways of formatting that in part 2 of this video. To save your file, you can either come up here to this save button, or you can come in here and you can hit file. You can hit the save button, and then you can save it to a location. Give it a file name, such as our test spreadsheet. And then you can see that the workbook has been named test spreadsheet. So this was just a quick introduction to Microsoft Excel. We'll go into a little bit more formulas in part 2 of our video. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the comments. If there's any topics that you would like to hear, please again put in comments what you would like to see, again any questions, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.